Good day, guys. Hope you're good. Hope we are enjoying the holidays. We're back in action on synthetics. So I thought let me just share my views for the day. So top of the chart is actually C5. I'm already active with sales and I'm looking forward to scaling if price breaks this red line you see currently. So what you'll notice is this setup is coming from this a breaker block here, which has been retested now. So it's this right here. Price only retested it today. So now we're looking for a pattern forming here. So we've got the first break of structure, price retrace into an order block, and now we are actually entered somewhere here. Okay, and I scaled in. I'm looking forward for a drop. Let's see how many pips here. We are looking forward to getting about 30 pips from current market price. So right now we're going to look for reasons to sell. Okay, you can also see price is rejecting of the 50 EMA, right? Starting with it from H4. We actually check something quickly before we go back to the higher time frames. Okay, I think I'm going to scale in again. Excuse me. Let's see what price does. Okay, so going back to H4. We've got that rejection of the 50 EMA. So what we need for this to become a high probability setup, we want price to come in close below the 13 EMA. Give us a slight retracement before we continue selling. So price can potentially get to this area, or they can potentially come to this price 32.50. That's a potential target right there. Seeing that the baseline bounce is now trading below the 50 static. And if we get our price coming below the yellow baseline, that will actually make this a high probability sell because we'll be trading with the trend. Okay, so our current entries are early entries just based on this pattern we're seeing here. So as we drop down the time frames, if I see any other reason to enter, then we can scale in. So price here can retrace into this order block here. What we need is a close below here. So we need a close below retests continuation. That's my current setup. Hey bro, welcome. I was just talking about C500s. I already have positions at current market price and a position earlier. So if we retrace to around 33.55, I'll also scale in again. 33.53 to 33.63. That's my sell zone right there. So let me actually update that signal. Let me just share it with the group quickly before we continue. So I just started. So I'm looking for something like this. Then potentially price might even go lower. But for now, we're looking to catch these 30 pips from here to here if this setup holds. But if price starts to come above here, then this will cut loss here. Then we'll see what they want to do with those highs. So maybe they might want to keep extending or they might give equal highs before dropping. But currently we are looking at this sell setup here. That's what we are looking at. So let me just update 33.53 as a sell limit. Actually, let's start with 33.51. 33.51 is the first sell limit. Okay, is it me or price is already there, or I'm seeing things? Okay, I think price is already there, so let's open another sell at current market price, then sell at 33.53. So on my side, I had an entry at 33.54, so I won't use 33.53, but I'm going to update into the group now. 33.53 to 33. Okay, if they want more information, they'll have to watch this. But anyways, that's my view there. So let's see how that plays out. If we get it close below, we might get a retracement and a continuation. That's what I'm mainly banking on. Okay, that's M30, M15. M15, what I'm liking about it is it's showing that we have rejected the 800 EMA, right? Which is a 4-hour zone. And it's showing that price is also playing around the previous day's highs. So we've got a zone where price sort of is trapped. And looks like after this rejection of a 4 zone, and since price is now back below yesterday's highs, we should get that push to the downside. So we can actually come as low as yesterday's lows, which will give us 50 pips on this particular setup. So for me, I would say this is a high probability setup at the moment. So usually if it's a high probability, that's where you see me scaling in as well on positions. Is I get more conviction that they will move in my way, I usually scale in. So again, baseline bounce is here. TDI is already rejected once. So could we get something like this on the TDI? So that will mean the setup will happen somewhere in here. So let's just hold on to these positions and we'll scale in as the price moves. So going to see 1000, I also have one position. As you can see, it looks like price is rejecting this order block here from H1 and 15. Going to add a second sell position, and if I can just get like 20 pips here, I'll take 20 pips. Though price can still fall. If they can pay 20 pips, I will take my profit on this particular setup. And on this particular setup is all I can allow it to come back as high as this moving average. Once we break that, then I'll cut loss and I'll wait for price to come up into this area here for possible spikes. Those are my 2 points of interest. So we've got this one at CMP, and we've got this zone from yesterday, which looks like, okay, besides this minor retest here, it doesn't look like there was a significant retest of that zone. So if we do decide to extend, or if price decides to extend the zone, they might potentially come here. It might be something like this. They might actually pay us now, then they'll come up, drop, then come up, create a pattern here, then drop right on the previous day's high and on the 800 EMA. So these are just possible plays which I feel like price can do. So we can get a 20 pip here, then maybe they might come extend the high or do something funny. But this 20 pip is my current setup. Price that comes above this zone, I'll cut loss and wait for something here or something here. So let's just see how that one goes. So that's it for me for C1. Maybe let's just check H4. Yeah, H4 we are trading below the 50. So yeah, I am bearish on this one. I just wait to see what the price decides to do, but there's chances we can get our 20 pips because bear in mind there is liquidity below this area. That's where I'm calculating my 20 pips to come. Right, once that liquidity is taken, then price might come up here, or they might come all the way up here. So let's just see how that one plays out. So that's my current view for C1000. Okay, C500 slowly retracing. Let's just check if we're still on track. We're looking for a reaction on the zone here or right back at the previous day's high. So as long as we are within 33.63, that's a sell range for me. So we might even do this. Oh, we might bounce right here. What I need is a close below here so that I can potentially scale in, but we'll just see how price will be printing and we'll manage that trade accordingly. B1000, I marked this zone earlier. We've been in a downtrend, basically. It's been a downtrend from this peak here. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low. Then this high close above. Could this be a potential reversal? That's possible. Could this be a potential pattern which might come like this? Then they will still continue going down. That's also possible. But currently, my point of interest is this last order block they left when price initially started the day. So this today we've been bullish. This could be a retracement for a continuation up, either back to the equal highs or to the 200 moving average before we create a pattern and a continuation down. So this will be a short-term trade. If we get our reaction there, we can potentially get up to 100 pips. So remember, we only need at least 50. Right? So even if we are to catch it from this, let's say they create a peak now here, then they break, maybe retest and do this. That particular play can also pay us 50, I'm sure. Let's see, back to the moving average, 60 pips. So we can still get our 50 points no matter where we enter. We just need to be sure first that we are coming up before we execute. Otherwise, price might do this. They might break and continue on their downward move. If that's the case, then we'll have to wait to trade a retracement like we did yesterday. Yesterday, we were in this buy here. They came, broke, came retested, and we caught it for about 50, 60 pips, if I'm not mistaken. And they didn't come all the way up here. Why? Because it was a downtrend. It's been a downtrend. So let's wait and see what happens today. Right. So that's it for B1000. B500, I actually was looking for buys just now. I think I got a little distracted. Okay, you can see they've been bouncing on the 200 EMA, right? But at the same time, this looks like a peak on the top here. Like it's a peak, they came, retested this zone, retested, and they want to come down. So they might potentially come and bounce, then come down. So I don't want to bank much on buys on this one. But this is today's highs, right? So if we get something like this, I can potentially take it. This is also a broken order block. So if price retests here, I can still take it, but it will be a very short-term trade. And B500 tends to disappoint. But looking at H1 looks like it can potentially play out and even come back all the way up to these highs here. H1 is making me interested in this trade. Okay, the daily again, we took our liquidity, so we might just come and challenge today's highs, yesterday's highs, I mean. Then come down. That's a possible play. H4 looks like, yeah, we can still come back up and challenge this high here. This high on H4, just near the high of this week, the current high of this week, we might come around that area. So short-term buys can happen on B5. From current market price, actually, short-term buys can happen here. The current 4-hour candle closes in 45 minutes. So if we close like this, if we close green, we might actually get a pattern like this one here. It's not so similar, but we might get something like that here, meaning we will get a slight retracement and a continuation up. So maybe we should wait and trade it after the 4-hour candle closes. Yeah, let's rather wait. Let's also wait for them to break this high, show us that they want to come up. Then if they retrace, we can catch a short-term trade, which might actually give a couple of pips. That's my current view on B500. So C5 looks like it's a rejecting of that zone. Okay, I'll just hold the positions we have. V2501S is bearish. I had marked it earlier. Right, we've been pushing down, then we had this price coming up here, order block broken and retested. So this is a point of interest, and this order block is a point of interest. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome. So V75 or V250, I'm looking for a retracement, right? If the retracement comes anyway within this area, I'll be looking for a pattern, or they might even come to the 200 EMA. So in this area here, what am I looking for? I'm looking for an M pattern. I'm looking for a triple top type of pattern to show me that it's rejecting and it's coming down. So I'll keep an eye on this, but we definitely need a retracement. We cannot sell here because price can actually push up. So when price comes into our points of interest, I'll advise and we'll take the trade on V2501S. J10 has eventually reached where we were saying it's going to reach from our sessions from last week, Monday, we're following. We eventually got to our trend line, and it looks like we can potentially get to these lows here. So I would say I still have a sell bias on it. Although the daily looks like it could use with the retracement. You can see for each push down, there's a retracement, push down, retracement, push down, and there's no retracement here. They just went sideways. So two things can happen. They can either retrace or they can give a straight drop. It looks like they're so close to that zone which we want to go. So the potential of a straight drop is high. Let's see, on H4, you can see I even marked this order block here, and it was not retraced into. So it's still a potential area where price can retrace to, giving us that daily chart retracement before we actually continue selling down to that zone. And if we are to sell today, we simply have to use sell stops here. Because if we break here, I feel like price will just accelerate into that zone. So on today's lows, let me just drop to H1 again and see. Yeah, I would say around today's lows, I might use sell stops. It's not so clear though. Not so clear. This is the trend line which has been broken from the higher time frame. So you can see we broke, retested with the pattern. This is another pattern here, but I would love to see a potential other leg here, then the sell. So I'd say for Jayton, let's rather wait. Let's see. Okay, we've got this zone here. We've got this zone here. I would love to see price take out these highs before selling. I would honestly love to see this price come up here before selling. So I wouldn't want to sell right now. Yeah, J10, I think I would personally love to wait and see price taking out these highs here, especially today's highs. If we come around today's highs and we take the price out, then we create a pattern, then I'll take it. So this is probably a trade for later on, probably in the evening. Same as V250 is probably a trade for later. B500, we can stoke it right now and just see what they want to do. Where can they potentially give us a trade here? Maybe here. Right, this is M15. 48, 39 is a potential point of entry. But what we want here is we want to get price come in here, show us that it's rejecting, then we can take a buy, short-term buy. If we get any form of rejection here or a nameable candlestick pattern like this one or any pin bar, we can take a buy from there. So B5 is stalking for a current setup. B1000 we also stalking for current setup as soon as they get into the zone. C500 we are in the trade and we're just waiting to see how they act with this current zone here. 3353 to 3363. Then C300. C300, I'm not sure, did we speak about C300? Let's see. C300 equals, okay, let me come with it from the daily. Okay, daily looks like it's rejecting the 13 EMA, right? But there's been a lot of noise lately on C3. I think we'll agree from this day here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 12 days of no clean direction, 12 days of traps, choppiness, 12 days of a consolidation. So we've got these highs and these lows. I would love to see price come back up into these highs. This is a weekly zone. 4,700 is a potential zone where we can actually sell from. But these sales might only happen later or tomorrow or the day after tomorrow if we do come into this zone. So again, and we still want to see clean price action like this. we want to see clean price action, maybe like this. This here is just a whole lot of confusion. So we just need to be more patient with C3, wait for it to give us a clean pattern. So for now, I would rather wait for sales right at these highs here, right? Wait for potential sales there. If we can get a pattern here forming, probably tomorrow. It just depends on the speed of price, but probably tomorrow. But if we break this area here, that's a straight sell. So let me quickly mark, because price can just drop from current market price, right? So we still want to catch the trade when price is coming down to these ultimate lows. So if we do break this price line, which is around 42.20, 42.20, if we do break and close below, I'll be looking for a trade here to pay me at least 50 to 100 pips. So from here to the moving average, it's actually 120, 130 pips. So we just need a small move within this big move, right? To get a setup. We just need a clean 50 pips. So if we close below here without coming all the way up here, we're taking that sell. But if price pushes up, we'll be looking for a reversal pattern anywhere in here. The reversal pattern I'm talking about is something like this, something like this, something like this. So you can see reversal patterns on H4, they actually take time. These are 4-hour candles. So a clean reversal takes like 8 to 12 hours, actually 8 to 16 hours to actually fully form, then play out. Like 4, 8, 12 hours, then the price plays out. So if we actually have 4 to 16 hours for us to decide whether we'll be getting into the trade or not. So we simply have to be patient enough, especially on H4, especially with this choppy price action. Also need more patience. But if they decide to just drop, let's say from here, and we get it close below this zone, we might of course get a retracement. Just use smaller time frames for the patterns, but we'll definitely want to catch 50 pips in this range here, 50 to 100 pips. So yeah, if there's any developments, I'll advise. I think that's it for today. We'll keep stalking and managing C500 because that's our trade of the moment. But I'm still expecting spikes right here, right where the price is. C1 looks to be pushing up, but again, I'm still anticipating spikes. The reason is H1 we're trading below the 50 EMA. So we might come get it touch, then we'll get the 4 we want. But if they come above today's highs, then like I said, they'll be coming all the way back up here. And we'll just see. But I'll advise, since I'm on the charts, we'll give the updates and the signal. So B500 looks like we've got that close above. But again, I still prefer to get a pullback before I get into that trade. So I think that's it for today. J10, we want it to come up. This one is V250 is got a tendency sometimes of just accelerating down without giving the retracements. If you notice here on this particular setup, even though we had caught the reversal early, there was no retracement into any of these zones we marked. As you can see, they just ran with the money here. So if they decide to run with the money, we'll miss on the trade. But we'll see. The day is long, we'll still get some good setups. So I think that's it from me today. I'll keep updating in the Telegram group. If there's any questions, suggestions, this video will be up on YouTube, so you can still communicate via YouTube comments, or you can just DM me on Telegram, then we can still chat even on other pairs which I don't allocate. So yeah, thank you for joining, guys. Have a good one. Good trading.